Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Neville Anozia. Welcome to day 3 of the Faith Power Challenge. Oh my God, I can't believe it's day 3. It's been really challenging. Perhaps that's why it's called a challenge. I was just thinking to myself today how I have to wake up at 2 in the morning, try to gather all this information, put things together, make sure they're all right, and then speak to everyone. One of the things I've really missed today is I've missed my meditation time, because usually I get up at 3 in the morning and I spend an hour and a half meditating, talking to God. It's something that I've missed. I haven't been able to do properly since Monday, and I really can't wait, after Friday, so I can spend my whole of Saturday morning just getting to know my God again and just feeling involved and all that lovely feeling. But yes, I'm happy to be here as well. I'm learning, I'm growing. I wasn't sure what I was up against when I started this. Again, like I said, I was led. It's been really challenging, but it's been good, because that's the only way we can grow. So today we will talk about faith in our finances, faith expectation, and enthusiasm. So the verses for today, the first one is Jeremiah chapter 17, verses 7 to 8. I'll just get my Bible. So it says, "Blessed is the man that trusted in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit." The second reading for today is James chapter 1, verses 22, chapter 1, verses 2 to 4 first. So I'm just going to open up James. Yes. James chapter 1, verses 2 to 4. "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into divers temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing." Still on James, we move down to 22. And really, I must confess, this is one of my favorite verses. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. For if any be a hearer of the word, and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself, and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. But whoso looketh into perfect law of liberty, and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deeds. If I just relate very quickly what faith relating to that verse is doer of the word, hearer of the word, believing. The first time I heard that verse, even though I've read it before, and it was fully explained, was one of the teachers that I listened to. Actually, his name is Neville Goddard. And he was talking about this, saying, you cannot ask God for something. You cannot expect to have something. 1 minute you believe that you have it. You've spoken to God, or you've spoken to your idol. As I was saying, the first the first program that I had, when I was explaining what I'll be doing on the Faith Challenge, I explained that there are 3 different types of people in relation to faith. The first people relate their faith to their religion. The second people relate their faith to an idol, or black magic, or superstition. Whereas the third people relate their faith to themselves, So it can link. You can relate it to two. Some people have faith in themselves, strong faith and believe in themselves, and also in any religious practices. Whereas some don't. They just have it in religious practices and believe in their God. They don't really so much believe in themselves, but they just believe that God does everything for them and their belief works. So, in other words, going back to what I was saying about the verse, is that a lot of people would ask something of God, and 1 minute they have believed that they have it, and the next minute they start thinking about something else. Or they believe they've got it. Oh, thank you, Father, for giving me this. And the next minute they're worried about the same thing they have just talked to God about. They have just believed God to bring. It can never work. So in other words, what the verse is saying is that when you look at yourself in a mirror, for instance, as an analogy, you can't say, this is who I see. You walk away from the mirror. 5 minutes later, you have become someone else. So if you have faith, it's a faith that should be steady, a faith that should carry you through. Throughout the day, you should believe it. Believe it in the sense that you already have it and it shall be yours. So you don't say, I'm expecting X, Y, Z from God 1 minute and knowing that God will bring it to you. And in 10 minutes later or 1 hour later, you're worried about the thing that you've asked God to bring. It cannot work. So you have to completely surrender. Completely believe. Even when the doubt comes, you take it completely out of your mind. So most people won't even talk about faith or seem faith as seems to be important at all if faith didn't have a major role to play in their lives, especially in our health, our marriages, finances, our personal affairs, etc. Faith is a state of mind. You should not simply have faith, but you must use it in order for it to work. It is impossible to have an active, applied faith without a positive, definite belief. And this can be gained through observation, feeling, prayer, meditation, or your thoughts. Now remember, faith is a state of mind, which develops by conditioning your mind to receive what you want from God. Remember, I said also there are 3 classes of people in relation to faith. Some people religious practices, some people idols and magic power, which works for them, black power, and some people faith in themselves. They don't believe in God, but things work out for them. And I also mentioned that there are spiritual laws governing this, which we would not be discussing at all today or throughout this challenge. The belief that you cannot succeed, that you are not worthy, that others stand in your way, that some things cannot be done, or you're under an influence by some black magic powers or something, will stand as a distortion in your mind and hinder your success. Fear of poverty, lack, not having enough is the key reason why most people even bother practicing or talking about their faith. If people don't want anything, then their faith will not be relevant. Lack of finances brings so much suffering and misery to a lot of people. If you resent poverty or your present state in relation to money you are determined to get rid of it, analyze your faith fully. Analyze yourself fully for signs of fear. Do you lack ambition? Or do you fail to make your own decisions? Or are you making excuses for your failures? Do you have a negative mental attitude? Or do you even have a definiteness of purpose? These are all the things relating to finances. I understand that a lot of people say, I'm asking God for this, I'm asking God for this, I'm trusting God in this. But faith, God just doesn't work like that. Because even though that you want something from God, or even if you do not believe in God and you believe in any other thing, nothing just comes on a platter of gold and lands on your lap. you've got to take action. For first thing, you have to know what you want. So, clear your mind of negative thoughts, of want or poverty, and build faith regarding your finances with these 3 steps. I had mentioned on day 1 about your goals. I had mentioned to write 5 goals. Confirm to yourself that it is exactly what you want, and give yourself strong reasons why you must have those goals, why you must achieve those things. Number 2, create a definite and specific plan for attaining that desire with faith. You cannot see exactly how things will turn out, but planning gives you a guide. It gives you steps. It gives you a kind of vision. At least you have a kind of, not very clear, but at least you have a direction of where you're going, sort of. Number 3, start acting on that plan, putting every conscious effort behind it. The more you act on faith, the more you will see that power working in your life, the easier it will be for you to act on the faith. You cannot expect anything to come to you if you do not take action. When action is taken with active faith, dreams are realized. Faith in attention is very important because, again, we can have faith, but throughout the day, what are we thinking about our faith? It's okay to listen to this, walk away, and don't bother talking about faith or have a feeling about faith until tomorrow morning when you're watching day 4. But faith is something that should be with you. It should be active in your thoughts. It should be active in your observation. It should be active in your attention. So you should constantly, when you have asked for something from God, or when you are expecting something, it's like to say you are expecting the postman to deliver some items for you. Most times you take the day off from work, or if you don't, you are in a house, but you're constantly aware that somebody will be coming, the postman will be coming. So 9 times out of 10, you're probably looking out through the window, especially if it's something that you really want, that you're expecting. You'll be expecting the postman to come any minute. You might want to go down the road to buy something, but you decide to wait because the postman hasn't arrived. So that is the kind of attention and observation and expectation you should have when you are expecting something from God, or when you are expecting something to happen. So expectant attention is the concentration of direction of expecting what you want in confidence or belief as the likelihood of it coming to pass. When you believe in the probability of a successful outcome of an undertaking, you experience the keenest interest in the work relating to it. Your work is in direct relation to your expectation. So fix your attention towards what you are expecting, and it shall come to pass. If you're expecting something from God, expecting a letter from a job application that you made, you're expecting some money from someone, you just don't think about it once and forget it. Throughout the day, you're constantly being aware. Because when you're expecting, you are attracting. There's a power force. Your expectation draws it into existence, makes it real in a very short period of time. Having enthusiasm is also important. The more faith a man or a woman has in that which they are doing or working, the greater will be the manifestation of his or her powers and capacity. The more efficiency will be the performance of the work, and the greater will be the ability to influence others. So throughout the day, continue to think of what you want. Not just think, continue to expect what you want. Lack of faith is a